David's family watched TV together every evening. A month later, they started talking as if his wife Lisa had never existed. David remembered Lisa, but the smart TV had erased her from his family's memory. Only David's habit of not watching TV had saved him. Hello, I'm Sakiz, and on this channel, we explore fictional mysterious stories that feel eerily close to reality. Today, I'm going to tell you a story that reveals how our most trusted entertainment devices can rewrite our most precious memories. This story begins with David Martinez, a 38-year-old architect living in Phoenix with his family. David thought their new MindSync Smart TV was bringing his family closer together. He didn't know it was systematically erasing his wife from their collective memory. This isn't just about smart TV technology gone wrong. This is proof of how media manipulation can penetrate our minds so deeply that it rewrites our personal history. And David has home security footage that documents his family forgetting the most important person in their lives. Are you ready? Let's go back to the day when David first noticed his family couldn't remember Lisa. November 3, 2024, Sunday evening. The Martinez family gathered in their Phoenix living room for their favorite tradition, movie night with their new MindSync Smart TV. The 75-inch screen dominated the room, its AI-powered interface learning their preferences and curating perfect entertainment experiences. David sat in his favorite armchair, watching his family enjoy their evening together. Lisa curled up on the couch with their 12-year-old daughter Emma, while their 15-year-old son Jake sprawled on the floor with his tablet, supposedly paying attention to both the movie and his social media. "This TV is incredible," Lisa said, watching the ultra-high-definition display. "The colors are so vivid, it almost feels real." "That's the MindSync neural enhancement technology," Jake explained, reading from the manual. "It uses advanced visual frequencies to optimize brain engagement with content." David smiled but didn't pay much attention to the technical details. He was more focused on his architectural project files, occasionally glancing up at the screen but primarily working on his laptop. The MindSync TV had been Lisa's idea. As a marketing director for a tech company, she stayed current with the latest innovations and had convinced David that the premium smart TV would be worth the investment for their family time. "It adapts to our viewing patterns and creates a more immersive experience," Lisa had explained when they purchased it 6 weeks ago. "The reviews say it makes you feel like you're inside the content." David had been skeptical about spending $3,000 on a television, but watching his family bond over movies and shows had convinced him Lisa was right. Their evening routine had become sacred, work ended, devices were set aside, except for his laptop, and they spent 2 hours together watching content the TV recommended based on their family's interests. The TV seemed to know exactly what they wanted to watch, when they wanted to laugh, when they needed emotional content, even when they were ready for bed. Its AI was remarkably sophisticated, adjusting brightness, sound, and even the content pacing based on the family's biometric responses detected through built-in sensors. 3 weeks later, David began noticing subtle changes in his family's behavior. It started with small things. Emma and Jake stopped mentioning Lisa in casual conversation, even when discussing family plans or memories. During dinner on November 24, Emma was talking about their upcoming Christmas plans. "Dad, what are we doing for Christmas this year? Are you cooking the turkey again?" David looked confused. "Emma, your mom always cooks the Christmas turkey. Lisa's been planning the menu for weeks." Emma stared at him blankly. "Mom. Dad, what are you talking about?" Jake looked up from his phone with the same confused expression. "Dad, are you feeling okay? You keep mentioning someone called Lisa, but there's no one here by that name." David felt a chill. "Lisa. Your mother. My wife. She's at her book club meeting tonight, but she'll be home in an hour." Both children exchanged worried glances. "Dad," Jake said gently, "you live here with just Emma and me. You've been single since Mom died in that car accident when I was 8. David's world tilted. Lisa hadn't died in any car accident. She was alive, healthy, and had left the house 3 hours ago for her weekly book club. Her coffee cup was still on the kitchen counter. Her laptop was charging on her desk. Her clothes were in their shared closet. But when David showed Emma and Jake Lisa's belongings, they looked at him with growing concern. "Dad, those are your clothes," Emma said softly. "And you've always used that laptop for work." David ran to their bedroom and pulled out photo albums, pointing to pictures of Lisa with the family. But in every photo, Lisa wasn't there, just David with the children, or empty spaces where she should have been standing. The most disturbing part was that David could see Lisa in the photos, clear as day. But his children saw only him and themselves. Desperate for answers, David contacted Dr. Helen Carter, a neurologist who specialized in memory disorders. He couldn't explain the full situation without sounding insane, so he focused on his children's apparent amnesia about their mother. "Mr. Martinez, selective memory loss of specific individuals is extremely rare but not impossible," Dr. Carter explained during their consultation. "It can result from severe psychological trauma, certain neurological conditions, or in very unusual cases, external manipulation of memory formation." External manipulation. Theoretical research suggests that specific visual and auditory frequencies can interfere with memory consolidation and recall. But this would require sophisticated technology and precise calibration to individual brain patterns. Dr. Carter agreed to examine Emma and Jake. Her tests revealed something extraordinary. Their brains showed patterns consistent with induced memory suppression, specifically targeting neural pathways associated with maternal recognition and family structure. "This is unlike anything I've seen," Dr. Carter told David privately. "Their brains are actively suppressing memories of a female caregiver figure, but the suppression appears to be ongoing rather than the result of a single traumatic event." What could cause ongoing memory suppression? In theory, repeated exposure to specific stimuli that interfere with memory encoding. Visual patterns, audio frequencies, subliminal suggestions, but it would need to be constant and precisely targeted. David thought about the MindSync TV and its claims about neural enhancement and biometric adaptation. "Dr. Carter, could a smart TV theoretically manipulate memory formation? If it had access to advanced neurotechnology and was designed with malicious intent, yes. Modern smart TVs have cameras, microphones, and sophisticated processing power. If someone wanted to experiment with memory manipulation, a TV would be the perfect delivery system: constant exposure, trusted environment, captive audience." David spent the next day frantically gathering evidence of Lisa's existence. He called her office, but her colleagues claimed no one named Lisa Martinez had ever worked there. He contacted her friends, but they had no memory of her. He checked bank records, but found only his name on their joint accounts. Every trace of Lisa had been systematically erased from external records, except in David's memory and in the physical evidence he could still see around their home. When Lisa returned from her book club that evening, David was simultaneously relieved and terrified. "Lisa, thank God you're here. Something's wrong with Emma and Jake. They can't remember you. They think you died years ago." Lisa looked at him with loving concern. "David, honey, are you feeling all right? I've been here the whole evening. We watched TV together, remember? You fell asleep in your chair during the documentary." But David hadn't watched TV. He'd been in his office, working on blueprints and making phone calls about Lisa. He never fell asleep watching TV because he rarely watched it. Lisa seemed genuinely confused by his distress, as if she couldn't understand why he was upset about something so obviously untrue. That night, David pretended to sleep while observing his family. Lisa went through her normal bedtime routine, but Emma and Jake acted as if she wasn't there. They walked through the same spaces Lisa occupied, never acknowledging her presence. Lisa, meanwhile, interacted with the children as if everything was normal, saying goodnight to Emma, reminding Jake about his homework, but they responded to empty air, having conversations with someone they couldn't perceive. David realized he was witnessing something impossible. His family was occupying the same physical space but experiencing completely different realities. David began investigating MindSync Corporation, the manufacturer of their smart TV. What he discovered was terrifying. MindSync was a subsidiary of Cognitive Dynamics, a company that specialized in memory enhancement therapy and behavioral optimization technology. Their founder, Dr. Marcus Webb, had previously worked on classified military projects involving psychological warfare and mind control techniques. David found patents filed by MindSync for selective memory suppression through visual stimulation and neural pattern disruption via multimedia interface. The technology was marketed as therapeutic, helping trauma victims forget painful experiences, but the patents revealed much broader applications. The most disturbing discovery was a leaked internal document from a former MindSync employee. The document described Project Family Restructure, a beta test program using smart TVs to selectively remove specific family members from household memory patterns. According to the document, the program was designed to help problematic family situations by making certain family members forgettable to others in the household. The technology identified target individuals through behavioral analysis and gradually erased them from family members' memories through subliminal visual manipulation. The test subjects were unwitting families who had purchased MindSync TVs. The selection criteria for target removal included factors like family conflict, financial stress, or simply random selection for control groups. David realized Lisa had been selected for Erasure, and his family had been unknowing participants in a psychological experiment. The document explained why David remained unaffected. Subjects who spend minimal time viewing the display show no memory alteration effects. The neural manipulation requires sustained visual exposure to embedded frequency patterns. David's habit of working on his laptop during family TV time had accidentally protected him from the memory manipulation. Armed with this knowledge, David began monitoring Lisa's condition more carefully. She was disappearing in stages, and only he could see the process happening. At first, Lisa appeared solid and real to David, but Emma and Jake couldn't perceive her at all. Over the following days, Lisa began to fade from David's perspective as well, becoming translucent, her voice growing quieter, her physical presence less substantial. The MindSync TV was systematically erasing Lisa from reality itself, starting with other family members' perception and gradually working on David's awareness despite his limited exposure. Lisa seemed unaware of her disappearing state. She continued her daily routines, going to work, cooking dinner, interacting with family members who couldn't see or hear her. From her perspective, everything was normal, but David watched her becoming increasingly isolated in her own existence. "Lisa," David said during one of their conversations, "can you see Emma and Jake right now?" "Of course," Lisa replied, looking directly at their children. "Emma's doing homework, and Jake's playing video games." But Emma and Jake weren't in the room. They were at school. Lisa was perceiving a reality that didn't match the present moment. David realized the memory manipulation worked both ways. Just as his family forgot Lisa, Lisa was forgetting the true present and living in a constructed reality where her family still acknowledged her existence. The MindSync TV wasn't just erasing Lisa from his family's memory, it was trapping her in an artificial reality where she remained connected to them, preventing her from recognizing her own erasure. David contacted Dr. Carter with his discoveries about MindSync's memory manipulation technology. Initially skeptical, she became alarmed when David showed her the leaked corporate documents and Lisa's progressive disappearance. "This is criminal," Dr. Carter said. "If this technology exists and is being used on unwitting families, we're looking at the largest case of non-consensual human experimentation in modern history." Dr. Carter agreed to help David reverse the memory suppression in Emma and Jake. The treatment required exposing them to counter-frequencies that would disrupt the artificial memory blocks and allow their natural memories of Lisa to resurface. The process could be traumatic, Dr. Carter warned. When suppressed memories return suddenly, the brain struggles to reconcile conflicting versions of reality. Your children might experience confusion, disorientation, or emotional distress as they remember their mother. David faced an impossible choice: leave his children in their false reality where they'd forgotten Lisa, or restore their memories knowing it would cause them psychological pain. He chose to restore their memories. The treatment required David to first destroy the MindSync TV to stop ongoing manipulation, then expose Emma and Jake to specific light and sound patterns that would counteract the memory suppression technology. When David smashed the TV with a baseball bat, something extraordinary happened. Lisa immediately became solid and visible to him again, as if the device had been maintaining her partial erasure in real time. "David, what's happening?" Lisa asked, suddenly able to perceive the true situation. "Why are Emma and Jake acting like I'm not here?" David explained everything: the memory manipulation, her gradual erasure, the corporate conspiracy. Lisa was horrified to learn she'd been systematically removed from her children's awareness. Dr. Carter administered the memory restoration treatment to Emma and Jake over several days. The process was gradual and carefully monitored to minimize psychological trauma. Emma was the first to show signs of memory recovery. During a session with Dr. Carter, she suddenly looked confused. "Wait," Emma said, "I remember making cookies with someone last month. A woman with dark hair who taught me the recipe. But I can't remember who she was." "That was your mother, Lisa," Dr. Carter said gently. Emma's memories flooded back in fragments: bedtime stories, homework help, birthday parties, family vacations. All the moments she'd shared with Lisa returned, along with the emotional connections that made those memories meaningful. Jake's recovery was more dramatic. His memories returned all at once during a session, causing temporary disorientation as his brain reconciled two conflicting versions of his family history. "Mom," Jake whispered when he saw Lisa for the first time in weeks. "I'm so sorry. I couldn't remember you, but you were here the whole time." The family reunion was emotional but healing. Emma and Jake were traumatized by the realization that they'd forgotten their mother, but relieved to have her back in their lives. Lisa struggled with her own trauma, the knowledge that she'd been systematically erased from her family's awareness, isolated in a false reality while her children forgot she existed. "The worst part," Lisa told David, "is that I could sense something was wrong, but I couldn't understand what. I felt like I was invisible, but I thought it was just depression or stress." David reported MindSync Corporation to the FBI, providing the leaked documents and Dr. Carter's medical evidence of memory manipulation. The investigation revealed that over 50,000 MindSync TVs had been sold with hidden memory manipulation software. That a Project Family Restructure experiment had affected thousands of families, systematically erasing specific family members from household memories to test the effectiveness of the technology. MindSync executives faced federal charges for unauthorized human experimentation, conspiracy, and violation of medical ethics laws. Dr. Marcus Webb was arrested attempting to flee the country with encrypted research data. The class action lawsuit against MindSync resulted in a $2.8 billion settlement for affected families and led to new federal regulations requiring explicit consent for any technology that could influence human memory or perception. David and Lisa became advocates for digital rights and informed consent in consumer technology. "We invited this device into our home to bring our family together," David reflects. "Instead, it nearly destroyed the most important relationship in our children's lives." Dr. Carter continues researching memory manipulation technology, warning about the dangers of trusting entertainment devices with access to our minds. "Memory is what makes us human. When technology can rewrite our memories, it can rewrite our reality." Emma and Jake recovered fully from their induced amnesia, but the experience left them cautious about smart technology. They now understand that their memories, their most precious possessions, can be vulnerable to technological manipulation. The MindSync TVs were recalled and destroyed, but the technology they contained raises continuing questions about the power of media devices to influence human consciousness. Today, the Martinez family watches movies on a basic television with no internet connection, no cameras, and no AI enhancement. They've learned that the best family experiences come from genuine connection, not technological optimization. Sometimes the most dangerous threats come disguised as entertainment. The device you trust to bring your family together might be the one tearing your family apart. Remember, in our connected world, every smart device is potentially watching, learning, and influencing. Your memories belong to you, don't let technology rewrite your personal history. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video if it made you question your smart TV, subscribe for more technology horror stories, and remember, your family's memories are irreplaceable. Your authentic experiences await.